today we're doing lesson 1.5, more multiples. So we've already done the math warm-up on page 21, so I want you to go to page 22 now if you haven't already. I like these kind of problems because they're real problems that you could be able to solve with drawing a picture, working it out. So it says lesson 5, part 1. Choose the right tables. Students are preparing for a party. The school has tables where 6 people can sit and tables where 8 people can sit. The students can only choose one type of table. Okay, Jackson? They want to avoid having any empty seats. So remember, they have 2 kinds of tables. They have maybe a round table that holds 6 people. And then they have, let's say, a rectangle table that holds 8 people. And they don't want any empty seats. So Jada is trying to figure out what kind of table to get for her class that has 18 people. So which tables would you get from the storage room if you had 18 people in your class and you wanted them to all have a place to sit and no empty seats? Audrey, what do you think?
6.
Why do you say 6?
Because if you count by 6, 6, 12, 18.
Exactly right, because 18 is a multiple of 6, isn't it? If we skip count by 6s, then we eventually say 18, so that means every student would have a seat and there's no empty seats. So what you're going to write down on this one is 6-person. That's the table that holds 6 people, or it's a 6-person table. Which, and because 6 times 3 equals 18. Okay, so that's all we have to write down on that one.
Write a little smaller than that. The next one's, we're not going to write a ton, but I want you to be able to fit it. Okay?
The 6-person table, because 6 times 3 is 18. And so we've got Jada's class, so she's going to have, this table would hold 6. If we added another one, would be up to 12. Add another one would be up to 18. Now Noah's class, Noah's doing the same thing. And he has 30 people in his class. So I want you to think for a minute which of the tables Noah should get if he's got to have 30 seats. Colton, what do you think? Should Noah get the 6-person tables for 30 kids or the 8-person tables?
8.
Why do you think that?
Because if you skip count by 8, you'll eventually get the 30.
Will you? Let's look at your 8 row. 8 times 1, 8. 8 times 2, 16. 8 times 3, 24. 8
60.
times. Okay, so because if you skip, you had the right train of thought, but we get to 32, and remember they don't want any empty seats. We want to land exactly on that number. So we're going to do the 6 table because 30 is a multiple of 6, isn't it? So on number 2, I'm going to have you write down 6-person because 6 times what equals 30? Evan?
6
6 times
Jackson?
5.
6 times 5 is 30.
Wait, 6 times 10 is 30, right?
What?
Wait,
6 times 5 is 30.
yeah.
Okay, so now we've got, so for Jada's, she would use the three 6-person tables. So that would hold her 18. For Noah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn your talking off. 5 6-person tables. So now, what if we combine their classes? Which tables would you choose for Noah's and Jada's classes together? And can you find more than one option? Macy, what do you think?
The 8-person table.
And how come you're choosing the 8-person table?
Because it's bigger and it just holds.
Well, think about the numbers. So if Jada's got 18 kids in her class and Noah has 30, how many kids altogether are going to be in that room? Macy, what do you think? 30 plus 18. 48, right? So think about 48 for a second. And if you skip count by 8, will you eventually get to 48?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. If you skip count by 6, will you eventually get to 48? Yep. So you could use either, right? So Macy, I'm going to give it to you since you had the 48 right. So Macy on that one, Athena.
Gotcha.
Which would you rather do? So think about for a second. You got a storage room and you got to have tables for 48 kids, Cameron. And so you're trying to figure out, do I want the 8-person or the 6-person? Which is going to be fewer trips carrying tables? Which will you have to be, will be fewer trips, Todd? So, okay, if you've got the 48 kids, you got to get 2. If you carry the smaller table, are you going to have to make more trips than if you carry the bigger table? Right?
Yeah.
So I would probably get the 8-person table because I've been working out. I know you can tell. I know.
I cannot.
I'm probably gonna. I'm probably. Because I'm gonna try. I don't want to make as many trips, so I'm gonna get that big table, and Devin's gonna help me.
Yeah.
And we're gonna carry the 8-person table, and we're only gonna have to make how many trips? How many trips for 48 people?
Oh, 6.
6 trips, right? Because 8 times 6 is 48. Okay. All right. So here's what you can write down. Either works! Exclamation point. Either works. 6 times 8 equals 48. And 8 times 6 equals 48. So either way, you could get the 6-person table and make 8 trips, or you could get the 8-person table and make 6 trips. Okay, then the teachers had to come along and mess everything up. So Jada and Noah's classmates are all seated at their tables, and the teachers walk in after Devin and I worked so hard to move all those heavy tables. And they're like, where are we gonna sit? So now instead of 48 people, how many do we have?
50.
We've got 50 people. And so if we go to the 6-person row, do you see a 50?
No.
If we go to the 8-person row, do you see 50?
No. 10.
Then which table would mean the fewest empty seats? Jackson?
36. Yeah,
The 6-person table, right? Because if we go to the 6th row and we're looking for 50, the closest number would be 54. If we go to the 8th row and look for the number that's at least 50 and closest 56. So we're gonna have fewer empty seats. So we would need, whoops, the 6-person table with 4 empty seats. I was gonna try. Try to get it. Okay, with 4 empty seats. Thinking about it like as me doing it or as you doing it, I think it kind of helps it make a little more sense to like really put yourself in the position. Okay, that was Jackson Chambers. Okay. All right. Turn to page 23 when you finish copying the, or look over at 23. Now we're going to talk about hot dogs and buns. And I think these days that hot dogs and buns, I think they've got it to where they got the same number in each package. So when you go to the store to buy hot dogs, it comes in a package of 8, and buns also comes in a package of 8. They used to have totally different sizes. So hot dogs in this case are 10 per package. Buns are 8 per package. Okay? And if you didn't finish copying that down, I'll put it back up in a minute. Hot dogs and buns. Each package of hot dogs has 10 hot dogs. Each package of hot dog buns has 8 buns. Lynn expects to need 50 hot dogs for a class picnic. How many packages of hot dogs should Lynn get? So they come in packs of 10, and she wants 50. Mary, how many does she need to buy? 5 packages. Mary, 5 packages. 5 packages, and this is the abbreviation for packages. PKGS, 5 packages. And then we'll write down, back that up. 10 times 5 equals 50. So 10 hot dogs in a package, and she will need 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 1 package, 2 package, 3 package, 4 package, 5 packages. Is this hard for you to keep up with? Is it kind of okay? Okay. Can Lynn get exactly 50 buns? So 50 buns that come in packages of 8. So if you're not sure, look at your multiplication table on the 8 row. Can she get 50 buns, Evan?
No,
No, how come?
because 8 is not a factor of 5.
50.
Oh yeah.
Nice job. Very good. Evan got it. That was great. All right. Can Lynn get exactly 50 hot dog buns? No, because 8 is not a factor of 50. Now it wants to know how many packages of hot dog buns should she get. So if she's shopping for buns and she knows she needs at least 50, how many packages should she buy? Ari? 7. And then she's gonna have a few extra, as in 6. Don't do that, please. No, because 8 is not a factor. 50, how many packages should she get? 7. Times 8 equals 56. Now, Diego needs 72 hot dogs for a picnic. He needs 72. How many packages should he get? If he needs 72 and they come in packages of 10, Todd, how many should he get? So how do you get to at least 72, counting by 10?
7.
If he gets 7, then how many hot dogs is he gonna have? 70, right? What about these 2 people? They want a hot dog too.
I know.
So not 7, but 8. He needs 8 packages.
I thought that's
So tough.
80.
It is 80, but in this case, how many packages should he get for at least 72?
So,
Does that make sense?
yeah.
Okay. All right. 8. Because 8 times 10 is 80. And that would be enough. Then, how many buns should he get to make 72? Jackson?
He should get, so
And he needs 72.
yeah, 72, he get, 9.
He needs 9 packages. Very good. And he'll have exactly 72 buns, right? 9 because 8 times 9 equals 72. There's not a lot of writing, but you gotta keep up, okay? Is it possible to buy the exact same number of hot dogs and buns?
Yes.
Okay. So, hot dogs, we're gonna count by 10s. Count with me. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. We're gonna stop there. Buns, we're gonna count by 8. So we're gonna go right down this 8 row. And I want you to stop me when we say a number that you see already on the on the hot dogs. 8 times 1, 8. 8 times 2,
16.
8 times 3,
24.
8 times 4,
22.
8 times 5.
40.
Stop, right? Because if he gets 40 hot dogs, he can also get 40 buns. If he wants to get, well, let's keep going. Let's see if we can find another one. Those are called common multiples because they appear in both lists when we're skip counting. 40 plus 8.
40.
Okay. And then 8 times 7.
56.
8 times 8.
72.
64. 8 times 9.
72.
8 times 10.
80. Stop.
Okay, good, guys. All right. So, considering that there may be 72 people there, how many hot dogs and buns should he buy?
80.
80. Now let's see how many packages of hot dogs that is. One package is 10. 2 would make 20. 3 is 30. 4 is 40. 5 is 50. 6 is 60. 7 is 70. So 8 is the number of packages he would buy of hot dogs. Buns, 1 is 8. 2 is 16. 3 is 24. 4 is 32. 5 is 40, 6 is 48, 7 is 56, 8 is 64, 9 is 72, and 10 is 80. So he will need 8 packages of dogs and 10 packs of buns.
Well,
I know.
Nine packs of buns. Because there's 9 to get 72. 9 times.
No, but on this problem, we want the exact same number of dogs and buns.
Oh,
You're right.
okay.
If he was just trying to get another 72 buns, then you're right. It would be 9. But since this time our goal was to have 1 bun for every 1 hot dog, then we're gonna go 10 packages. Make sense? Okay, so we're gonna write down. Is it possible to buy the exact same number? Yes. 80 of each. Eight times 10 is equals 80. And 10 times 8 equals 80. So in other words, if we buy 8 packages of hot dogs, we have 80. If we buy 10 packages of hot dog or of buns, we would have 80. Okay. All right. You guys, and that is it. I'm gonna go ahead but I want to show you something real quick. I made an anchor chart that compares prime and composite numbers. I also thought of this morning while I was getting ready for school. I was trying to think of a little helpful hint on how to remember prime. So prime stands for please remember one way to make them. So there's only one way to make prime numbers. Like for 7, you can only go 1 times 7. Just one way to make it. Composite though, have multiple ways to make it. And then we're gonna have a quiz tomorrow over what we've been learning on factors, multiples, prime, and composite. So I think that is it.